Good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to talk about communication types and styles. More so of the styles than the types. The types are like written, verbal, nonverbal, so on and so forth. And the rabbit hole can get real deep. But the communication styles, and there are many of them, but I want to focus on passive, um, passive aggressive, aggressive, and assertive. Those are the four main basic communication styles. So, like a passive style of communication is very reserved. And really, the first three are all fear based, right? You know, if you're passively communicating, your message is not going to get through to the person that you're trying to speak to. You're pretty much assuming that they are going to understand what you're trying to say. And also body language goes through all of these also. So in a passive, communication type, you're very, constricted and you feel small communicating to the person who you're trying to talk to. Next is the passive aggressive. And in passive aggressive, you might, that's a lot of the slick talk. You might crack jokes or try to cut the other person down or, be dismissive of the other person in communicating what you're trying to say. And again, that's, pretty much out of fear that they're going to either reject what you have to say or they're not really going to listen to what you have to say in the first place, right? So that's also ineffective. It can create a lot of questioning, it can create a lot of misunderstanding, and ultimately what you're trying to communicate is not going to get across either way, right? So you want to eliminate the passive and the passive aggressive communication, right? Take the time to write what you want to say down. Even rehearse it if you need to before you go into that arena of speaking to the person that you're trying to deliver the message. The third type is less, it's impulsive, right? For lack of a better term, explosiveness is just that, explosive, right? And that's aggressive. That's when the aggressive communication style comes out. And that's always going to lead to rejection of what you have to say. Because if you come at somebody sideways and out of control or whatever, they can't receive the message that you're trying to say. So you want to come in the last type, right, which is assertive. I used to have trouble communicating assertively because I thought it was aggressive, right? And that's really because I was more out of control myself. But when you communicate assertively, you come calm, you speak directly, you're respectful of what the other person has to say, and you are conscious of how the other person will receive you. So just take your time, breathe, and remember that you're stronger than